What if you could get 2,400 square feet of living space, an open floor plan your whole family actually fits in, and a home that costs significantly less per square foot than a traditional house, all without sacrificing the things families actually need? That's the promise of the Barndominium. And honestly, when the floor plan is right, it delivers. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Not every Barndominium floor plan works for families. Some are beautiful on paper and an absolute nightmare to live in with kids, multiple generations, or even just a couple that works from home. So today, I'm breaking down 5 Barndominium floor plans that actually work for families. Not just aesthetically, but functionally. We're talking real square footage, real room counts, real considerations for how families actually live. Before we get into it, if you're new here, welcome to Homes in Haven, the channel where we help real families find, build, and design homes that actually fit their lives. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because later this week, we're also dropping a video on Barndominium building mistakes that cost families thousands. Now, stay with me through all 5 floor plans, because the one that's going to surprise you most is actually plan number 4. A lot of families overlook it, and they really shouldn't. Let's get into it. Real quick, let's level set on what a Barndominium actually is, because there's a lot of confusion online. A Barndominium is a steel or metal framed structure, originally designed as a barn or agricultural building, that's been converted or purpose-built as a residential home. The shell is typically post-frame construction, which means fewer interior load-bearing walls, which gives you enormous flexibility in how you design the interior layout. That open structure is exactly why Barndominiums are so attractive to families. You're not boxed in by traditional framing. You can design wide, open living areas, high ceilings, large windows, all while keeping construction costs lower than a comparable stick-built home in many parts of the country. Now, cost varies wildly by region, builder, and finish level. I want to be upfront about that. You'll hear people say Barndominiums cost $50 a square foot. You'll hear others say $150. The reality in 2024 is that a well-built, fully finished Barndominium typically runs $100 to $200 per square foot, depending on your location and finishes. The savings come primarily from the faster build time and the structural efficiency, not from cutting corners. Okay, with that foundation set, let's talk floor plans. The classic 3-bedroom open concept, 1,800 to 000 sq feet. Plan number 1 is the one most people picture when they think Barndominium family home. And there's a reason it's popular. It's genuinely functional. Here's what you're typically working with. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a large open concept kitchen, dining, and living area running down the center of the home. A split bedroom layout, master on one side, kids' rooms on the other. Utility/laundry room off the back. Optional attached garage or shop on one end. The genius of this layout is the split bedroom design. Parents get actual privacy. Kids have their own wing. And that open center space, it works hard. It's where the family actually lives, eats, and gathers. What families love about it? The flow is intuitive. You come in from the garage into the mudroom, drop your stuff, and you're immediately in the heart of the home. The kitchen has sight lines to the living room, so parents can cook and still keep an eye on kids. The honest limitations: at 1,800 square feet, 3 bedrooms can feel tight if you have more than 2 kids. The bedrooms in this layout are typically functional, but not large. You're looking at 11 by 12 or 12 by 13 for the secondary rooms. If you have teenagers who need their own space to breathe, this plan starts to strain. Also, one thing people underestimate is bathroom math. 2 bathrooms for a family of 4 or 5 means mornings get complicated fast. If you're building from scratch, I'd strongly recommend budgeting for a 3rd bathroom, even if it's a simple 3-piece bath off the kids' wing. Best for couples with 1 to 2 younger children, or families looking for an affordable entry point into Barndominium living. The 4-bedroom family Workhorse, 400 to 800 sq feet. This is the floor plan I call the family Workhorse, and it's the one I personally think hits the sweet spot for most families with multiple kids. Here's the layout breakdown. For bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, master suite with en-suite bath and walk-in closet. 3 secondary bedrooms, 2 sharing a Jack and Jill bathroom, 1 with its own bath, or close access. Open concept main living area, dedicated laundry room, mudroom entry from garage, optional flex room, could be an office, playroom, or formal dining. At 2,400 to 2,800 square feet, everyone has real space. The bedrooms are bigger. You're looking at 12 by 14 being typical for secondary rooms, which fits a bed, a desk, and a dresser without feeling like a closet. What makes this plan stand out for families? The Jack and Jill bathroom between 2 of the kids' rooms is a game changer. It gives kids semi-private bathroom access without the cost of putting a full bath in every room. And that 3rd bathroom, whether it's off the 4th bedroom or positioned as a guest bath in the main living area, solves the morning bottleneck problem completely. The flex room is where this plan earns its keep long-term. Young kids? It's a playroom you can actually close the door on. School-age kids? It becomes a homework room or a second living space, so the adults can have the main room back at 8 p.m. Teenagers? It's a hangout room. Empty nesters eventually? It's a proper home office or craft room. The honest limitations: you're going to pay for the extra square footage. At $120 to $150 per square foot finished, you're looking at a $288,000 to $420,000 build cost before land. That's not nothing. And in some rural markets, appraisals on barndominiums can come in lower than the build cost, which creates financing challenges. That's a real issue worth talking to a lender about up front. Best for families with 2 to 4 kids, families who work from home, or households that host extended family regularly. The multi-generational layout, 3,000,3, 500 SQ feet. This one is growing in popularity faster than almost any other residential design trend right now. And for good reason. Multi-generational living isn't just a cultural tradition in many families. It's becoming a financial necessity for a lot of people. The Barndominium is actually one of the best structures for multi-generational living because of how flexible the interior framing is. Here's what a purpose-built multi-gen Barndominium floor plan looks like. Main living wing, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, full kitchen, living/dining. Secondary suite, in-law or adult-child suite 1 to 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, kitchenette or full kitchen, separate entrance. Shared or separate laundry. Connected interior door between wings that can be locked for true privacy. Sometimes includes a covered breezeway or shared outdoor living space. The key design principle here is connected but separate. Grandparents or an adult parent gets genuine independence. Their own entrance, their own kitchen, their own living space. But you're on the same property, under the same roof, and that interior door means you can check on them easily or share a meal without anyone having to go outside. What families love about it: built-in childcare, built-in elder care, 2 households sharing 1 land cost, and 1 utility infrastructure. The financial case alone is compelling. You're essentially building 2 homes for significantly less than the cost of 2 separate properties. The honest limitations: this is the most expensive plan on this list. At 3,000 to 3,500 square feet with what is essentially 2 full kitchens and separate plumbing runs, you're looking at a complex build. Budget carefully and work with a builder who has done multi-gen layouts before. Also, be honest with yourself about the relationship dynamics before you build this. The floor plan can give you privacy, but proximity still requires clear expectations and boundaries. The architecture helps, but it doesn't do all the work. Best for families caring for aging parents, grandparents who help with childcare, or adult children who need affordable housing while maintaining independence. The Barndo with a shop, 2,000 SQ feet, living plus 1,200 square foot shop. Okay, this is the one I told you to wait for. And I want you to pay attention here because this floor plan is consistently underestimated by families. And I think it's actually one of the most practical configurations for family life in 2024. The Barndo with a shop layout is exactly what it sounds like. The residential living space and a large working shop or garage are built under the same roof line, in the same structure. Here's a typical layout. Living area, 2,000 to 2,200 square feet, 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms, open living/kitchen/dining. Shop/garage area, 1,000 to 1,500 square feet, 3 to 4 car bays. Workbench area, utility sink, sometimes a half bath. Shared entry point from shop into home, usually through a mudroom. High clearance on shop side, 14 to 16 foot ceilings, for trucks, equipment, or workspace. Sometimes includes a loft storage area above the shop. Why this works so well for families. First, and most practically, that shop is a family asset, not just a man cave. Think about what it replaces. Storage units, $100 to $300 per month, a gym membership. You can put a full home gym in that space, a workshop for home repairs and maintenance, covered parking for multiple vehicles, a place to actually do projects without tearing up the living room. Over 10 years, what that shop saves a family in storage and services can be significant. Second, that shop becomes a transitional space for teenagers. A kid who has a workshop where they can build things, work on cars, pursue hobbies. That's an engaged kid. That sounds like a parenting benefit, and it is. Third, home-based business potential. An increasing number of families run some kind of business from home. A separate shop gives you real commercial-grade workspace that keeps the business out of your living space. The honest limitations. Zoning is the big one. Not every county or municipality will permit a structure that combines residential and commercial/workshop use. Always check local zoning before falling in love with this plan. Also, acoustic separation between the shop and the living area needs to be designed in. A well-insulated shared wall handles it, but don't assume it's automatic. Talk to your builder specifically about sound insulation between the two spaces. Best for families where one or more adults are tradespeople, hobbyists, small business owners, or anyone who has ever said, "I just need more space to work." The two-story Barndominium, 800, 200 SQ feet. The final plan on our list is the one that surprises people most. Because when most people picture a Barndominium, they picture a single-story metal building. But two-story Barndominiums are not only possible, they solve a specific problem that single-story layouts can't. Square footage without footprint. If you're building on a smaller lot, or you want to preserve yard space and outdoor area, going vertical is a genuinely smart solution. Here's what a well-designed two-story Barndominium for families looks like. Ground floor, open concept kitchen, dining, and living area, master suite, laundry, mudroom, guest bathroom. Upper floor, 3 to 4 secondary bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, loft or bonus room, optional second living area or homework nook. Open staircase from main floor, often a design feature, not just a utility element. High ceilings on the ground floor, 12 to 16 feet, with a loft/second floor setback to preserve the open feel. Large windows across the front or rear to bring in natural light on both levels. What families love about it. The separation of spaces by floor is natural and functional. Parent space is on the ground floor. Easier for middle-of-the-night kid checks when they're young, and increasingly private as kids get older and the upper floor becomes their domain. The open main floor feels expansive even though the total footprint is smaller than a sprawling single-story layout. The loft area on the upper floor is consistently one of the most used spaces in families that build this layout. It becomes a second living room, a reading nook, a gaming area, whatever the kids need it to be. It keeps the chaos off the main floor without putting kids out of sight entirely. The honest limitations. Two-story post-frame construction requires more structural engineering than single-story, and not every Barndominium builder works on two-story projects. Vet your builder carefully. Also, if you have young children or elderly family members, stairs are a real daily consideration. This layout works best when the people who need single-level access, young toddlers, grandparents, have what they need on the ground floor. Cost note: two-story Barndominiums typically cost more per square foot than single-story because of the additional structural requirements. Budget accordingly. Best for families on smaller lots, families who want natural separation between parent and kid spaces, or anyone who wants to maximize living space without sprawling the footprint. Alright, that's 5 Barndominium floor plans that genuinely work for families, broken down honestly. If this video helped you think through your options more clearly, do me a favor and give it a like. It genuinely helps more families find this content. And if you have questions about a specific floor plan, drop them in the comments below. I read everyone. If you're in the early stages of planning a Barndominium build, make sure you're subscribed to Homes in Haven, because over the next few weeks we're covering Barndominium financing, the biggest build mistakes to avoid, and how to find a builder you can actually trust. This is Homes and Haven, where we help real families build homes that actually fit their lives. I'll see you in the next one.